Hello and welcome to Members on the Mic with the Troy Chamber of Commerce, where we connect with local chamber members as they give us a glimpse into their company and share some of the business lessons they've learned along the way. Hi everyone, I'm Tara Thompson-Cusack, President and CEO of the Troy Chamber of Commerce, and I'm joined today by our lovely and amazing Vice President of the Chamber, Sheila Denstead.
Hi everyone.
Firstly, I'd like to take a moment to thank our presenting sponsor, Trion Solutions. Stay tuned for our very first commercial break where you can learn how you can rely on Trion. So Sheila, we have a really fun guest ahead of us today. Why don't you do some intros?
We do, and I am excited to introduce her. Today we're meeting with Laura Szpont. Laura is the Vice President and Commercial Lender with Wildfire Credit Union, serving the Macomb, Oakland, and Wayne County area. Laura's been in banking industry for over 26 years, with working in Troy for 24 of those. Laura has experience in helping business owners in growing their businesses and experience in owner-occupied and investment real estate, as well as ground-up construction financing. Laura also has experience in helping businesses with their working capital needs, as well as expansion with new equipment financing. She has a master's degree in finance from Walsh College and has served as a chairman for the Zoning Board of Appeals and Historical Commission in Sterling Heights. Laura, so excited to have you here today.
Thank you for having me here. I appreciate it.
Isn't it fun when we read bios and we stare directly at you?
It totally is.
So, Laura, thank you so much. Obviously, we've gotten to know you for a little bit, but why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about, Wildfire Credit Union and kind of some of the offerings you guys have?
Great. Well, thank you. Wildfire has been around since 1937, and we've been helping our members for 89 years now.
Wow.
We are actually throughout the entire state of Michigan, and we just reached a great goal. We just hit 50,000 members that we service on both a personal and business side.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. So it is exciting, and Wildfire is great. We're constantly looking to grow, and we're trying to expand throughout the state, and we also want to help our business members and our personal members to have a better experience with us. So we believe in better and faster and stronger and trying to make things move a lot better for our members and to make the experience just easier for them overall. And so we offer a full array of business and personal, depository and treasury management products, as well as loans. And we continue to want to be involved in the communities that we serve. It was great. Last year in 2025, we did over 4,100 hours of volunteer hours within the communities that we serve. And we touched 190 organizations. And our entire group of employees at Wildfire believes in kind of getting out there and making a difference in those communities.
Well, how many locations do you guys have within Michigan?
Right now, we have 4 locations. 2 of those are in Saginaw. That was our main headquarters and where we started off. One's in Bay City, and then we have Mount Pleasant, which is a business service office, and we're continuing to look into expanding into new markets, and we're actually in the process of doing that right now to figure out our next location. So.
I love seeing when growth happens and it brings a smile to your face. Actually, that's why I'm laughing. Yeah. You're like, and then this. And you can feel the joy in you.
Yes.
So can you explain a little bit some of the different offerings credit unions have for banking needs?
Yeah, definitely. So I think the first thing that I think is important to know is credit unions are member-owned, meaning if you come in to get a deposit or you come in to get a loan, you're the member. You're going to open up a membership account, whereas banks are owned by shareholders. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a critical thing with credit unions is we're owned by our members. We're serving our members. And so we want to make sure that we're meeting those needs because we're not looking at the shareholders and things like that. We're looking to make sure that our members get the loans that they need, get the deposits that they need, that we're listening to them. And I think, one of the great things about our group is we have just people that are in the specific parts of the state, and that anytime you pick up the phone and call, you're going to get that same person that you're talking to that knows, for me, I'm the commercial lender. So my business owners are going to call me. I know their backgrounds. I know how they started. I know where they're planning to go to. And they're always picking up the phone and they're going to be able to talk directly to me. So you don't kind of get lost in the shuffle or have to feel like you're talking to somebody new and you have to keep explaining the same things over and over. And we also have a great call center too for just general questions. We're rated top in the state with things like that. We love to be immediate attention to our members because that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we're meeting all of their particular needs. Easier, better, faster.
It's so important these days. People need to have confidence, especially in their banking institutions. That's awesome.
It is. It's so true. I mean, we want to be that financial partner, and we want to know that it's relationship driven, because there's nothing better for a business owner. When I'm talking on the commercial or the business side, they want to sit there and they want to tell you who they are.
Yeah.
They want to tell you their origin story. They want to tell you how they're going to grow and how they're taking care of their employees. And there's nothing better than hearing that and being able to have that relationship with your financial institution like Wildfire, who knows and understands you.
I love it. Well, this is a good moment to take a quick break and hear a word from our presenting sponsor, Trion Solutions. We'll be right back.
I'm Joe Vicari, President and CEO of the Joe Vicari Restaurant Group, which encompasses 24 restaurants throughout the country. Trion's able to provide for our employees health insurance, 401ks, vacation time. All of that helps us compete against larger companies for top talent. Happy employees make for great service, and that's what our restaurants are known for. That's why we rely on Trion.
You can always rely on Trion.
Welcome back to Members on the Mic with the Troy Chamber of Commerce. We are here with Laura, Vice President and Commercial Lender with Wildfire Credit Union. So, Laura, can you tell us a little bit more about your philosophy in helping business owners? I know you've actually addressed it from a building the relationship piece, but what is that philosophy?
The philosophy is just getting to know them.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's actually sitting down. When I meet a new company, I want to go out there. I want to sit in their offices. I want to, like I said, hear their origin stories, hear about their employees, hear about how they want to take care of them. And the great thing with working with a company like Wildfire is that we also want to help take care of those employees. So we have things called workplace perks, which is something that business owners can be part of as well, that is beneficial for their employees. It can help them get a mortgage, help them get auto loans, and help them with their financial planning and things like that. And we help with health savings accounts and financial planning. But I think my philosophy overall is just to get to know them and to stay in touch with people, because I think that's critical. Businesses and business owners, small and medium-sized business owners, are really, really busy on a day in and day out basis. They're trying to meet with their customers, their suppliers, taking care of their employee needs. The last thing they want to do is worry about trying to figure out, how am I going to structure this loan? What do I need on financials? So I want to take that load off of them and be that person that they can throw that stuff over to. We can structure things. We can talk about things that are going to be the best for their financial position and help them to continue to grow and to continue to take care of their clients and their employees overall.
I think a lot of times, too, companies don't necessarily feel like they're being heard.
Yes.
It's the here's what we need, but there's more to it. It's never just here's what we need. It's here's why. Here are the other steps. And knowing that there's someone who's willing to listen on the other end, I think, is kind of imperative for growth.
It is totally. It's funny, when I started out in banking, I remember my mentor said to me, what's the rest of the story? Get to Paul Harvey, and if you're and it's true, because every business is going to have ups and downs. And we know that. Oh, every business owner would like to know they're stable or everything's continuing to go up. But there's going to be times where revenues go down, expenses go up, something's going on in the economy that's affecting the industry. And you really need to sit down and understand who they are, help them understand how they can get through that as well, too, and be there to work with them.
Love it.
So you've mentioned quite a few different things, but you just also stated you had a huge milestone in membership. What's the differentiator that brings everybody to Wildfire?
I would really have to say it's the relationship and the, fast response time. We really want to be there to make sure that when somebody calls in or is looking for something, we're there to give that guidance right away and to walk them through it. We don't want to just, like you said, fill out a checklist, give me this, give me that.
Done.
Yeah. We want you to understand why we're doing it and spend that time with you. So whether you're talking to somebody like me, your commercial lender, whether you're talking to somebody in one of our branches, whether you're talking to somebody at our call center, it's all that same corporate culture that we have. We want to continue to help. And we have what I really like too is we have this thing that we can kind of put things into the company overall, and the executive teams work together to look and see, is this something that we can do to kind of help the member, have a better experience, or to make sure that it's moving more smoothly, and even for our employees. Because if there's something that we can do that's better, that can make the process smoother, we want to be able to do that as well.
So when you're talking about a smoother process, what do businesses who are looking to get a commercial loan, what should they be expecting?
I think the biggest thing that, especially small and mid-sized businesses that maybe haven't gone for a commercial loan or haven't maybe gone for a commercial loan in a while, is the biggest thing to understand is there is a lot more in-depth conversation with somebody like a commercial lender, and you're going to have to provide a lot of information.
Okay.
So
they can't say none of your business, is what we're saying. Okay, wonderful.
So just kind of think of us as being that nosy neighbor or whatever, So we're going to, like I said, it's kicking the tires. It's getting to know you. We want to be able to understand how your business started, where you're going to, what's your growth pattern. If you're a startup, we're going to dig in a little bit more because we're going to want to know you have a business plan and projections. And so one of the things I always tell small business owners, and it's great, I just met with one recently and they had never done a loan like this. And we walked through the entire process. And I said, this is why we require your business to provide 2 to 3 years of financial statements, because we want to look at your revenue levels and we want to look at where you were and where you're going. And we're going to look at some interim statements. I don't want business owners to be shocked either. A lot of times on small and mid-sized businesses, you're going to have to provide a personal guarantee. We want to know that you as the owner are standing behind that business as well too. And we want to understand how your revenues have grown, how things have changed. If there's something that, like I said before, sometimes you're going to take a dip in your revenues. What's the reason behind that? There's usually a reason behind that. How are you working through it? So we're going to ask a lot of pointed questions when we're looking at your financials, and we're going to ask you to provide a lot of information. So never be shocked when you're a small or mid-sized business going in to look for a commercial loan. There is going to be a lot of information, but that's going to help us understand too, as that financial partner, what do you really need? Mm-hmm. Are you going to buy a building that you've been renting for a long period of time? How much do you want to put down? Do you want a mortgage? What's the best way that we can work with you to kind of do this so we're not putting stress on your financial position and allowing you still to grow and take care of your employees? So
it's education decisions. So it's smart.
Yeah.
So earlier on, Tara alluded to the secret question for the end of the podcast as we're wrapping up. And you would be talking a lot about commercial loans right now. What industry, if any, are you seeing a predominant folks coming out to start for getting those loans? Is it restaurants? Is it hotels? Is it accountants?
You know what? That is a very good question. We actually have a wide variety of borrowers or businesses that come out. I will say that the hotel industry is always one that is constantly looking for financing, and that's something that is a little bit of a different industry and cyclical. But I would say that a lot of small businesses are coming out. You have restaurants, and we all know there's been changes in economic cycles and things going on in the economy overall. You got to look at the way things are affecting people. And so some people might be saying, I need a working capital line of credit now for my small business that I didn't need before. I was using my corporate cards because now my clients are starting to pay instead of in 30 days, 45 days.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that I'm paying my suppliers. So we're seeing a lot of lines of credit like that kind of coming out and people needing that just based on the fact that there's been some changes in tariffs and things like that have caused increases in prices. But I would say the medical field is continuing to constantly grow. And I will tell you that when working with medical clients, not only are they looking at their own businesses and taking care of their patients and expanding their businesses, but they're also investors. So we're seeing a lot of that as well, too, where they're looking to say, I'd like to invest maybe in a different type of real estate or a different type of business entity and kind of, do that as well. So we're seeing a lot of that, too.
That's cool to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Laura, thank you so much for joining us. Obviously, I feel like we've learned a lot, but I also think I learned the most that you are such a relationship person, and I can see the joy on your face even talking about building connections. So you're totally our people.
Thank you. I know. It just feel like you fit right in here. So no, and that's the biggest thing, because there is nothing better to me than getting to know the person who's sitting across from you and being part of their business, their world, and helping them and their employees and helping them grow.
Well, it absolutely shows. So thank you so much for joining us. That's all we have here today on Members on the Mic with the Troy Chamber of Commerce. Special thanks to Laura with Wildfire Credit Union and to our presenting sponsor, Trion Solutions. To learn more about upcoming events or the Troy Chamber, go to troychamber.com. Thanks, everyone, and have a great rest of your day. Bye now.
Bye-bye.